All right, folks, let's move to some more Cowboys mailbag questions here. Once again, I am Tom Downey. You can follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more Cowboys coverage. If we didn't get to your question, tweet it at me at WhatGoingDowney. I'll get to it at some point later on today. From Dak Attack, what's your trade package for Duke Johnson? If you missed it earlier, once again, Duke Johnson is on the trade block for the for the Cleveland Browns. At least he wants out. He's made his public request that he wants to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. That makes some sense, right? Nick Chubb is there. Johnson's been underused by Cleveland, and they signed Kareem Hunt. Now, there have been conflicting reports as to if the Cowboys have interest. If I were in charge, I'd be all over Duke Johnson. Cowboys liked him coming out. I think you can get him for a 5th-round pick. I'd do that deal right now. That is my offer to the Cleveland Browns, and you know what? I think they take it because it's more than the Bears got for Jordan Howard, and it's still a good deal for the Cowboys. So that's my offer there, Dak Attack. Why don't the Cowboys go after a running back like TJ Yeldon or Ty Montgomery? They could be cheap on the cap. Yes, they could. A couple different reasons here, David, as to why they maybe haven't yet. Number one, they want to see what backs they can get in the draft. That's their number one thing right now. They want to see if they can find somebody to be a cheap backup who's even cheaper than TJ Yeldon or Ty Montgomery. And then beyond that, both those guys probably want a bigger role than the Cowboys can offer right now. If they can do that, then they're not going to sign with the Cowboys. So, and by the way, they might wait until after the comp pick formula deadline, because the Cowboys, if they cut somebody or Iloka doesn't end up qualifying in the end, they can get a future comp pick for Cole Beasley. From Jay, what are the Cowboys Super Bowl odds for 2020? Well, they do have them available right now on BetDSI. It is the Cowboys plus 2,000. So you put down $10, the Cowboys win, you win $200 from BetDSI. So if you want to go bet, chatsports.com/bet, use that promo code Cowboys120 for 120% deposit bonus. Just for reference there, that's the same as the Packers and the Niners. It is behind the Eagles, though, so take that for what it's worth. Manuel Corona, with Russell Wilson's new contract, or will the new contract skyrockets Dak's value when it's time to sign him, and does this make Dallas more inclined to sign him now before the market goes up? Yes and yes, but also, these are two things the Cowboys should have already known. That Russell Wilson was due for a big fat new contract, and that once he signed, the market adjusts. So if and when that happens, and I think it does happen soon, you might have to pay Dak a little bit more. So if you're the Dallas Cowboys, this is why you do it a year early. It saves you money in the long run. And if Wilson waits, you do it, let's say, next month before Wilson signs his deal, you still save money in the end. Now, I liked how Manuel's last name was Corona. So what's your guys' favorite beer? I know a lot of you people watching out there work for beer companies, and I'm very open, by the way, to the idea of drinking your beer on my show. So, you know, go DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. We'll work something out there. But what is your guys' favorite beer? Myself, personally, and I am open to changing, hint, hint, beer companies. Shiner Bock is my go-to beer there. Frederick says Coors Light. Fernando says Modelo. Usual Johnson says Corona. Tyler says he's only 20. Smart answer, Tyler. You don't ever want to admit otherwise. A lot of beers I've never heard of before now flowing in. Stella, Shock Tops, Heineken there. All good answers. So keep those comments flowing there. What your favorite beer is here on the Cowboys Report. To Stevie now. Can you see Dallas getting rid of Dak to pick up Russell Wilson? I mean, I doubt it. That's kind of more of a Madden trade, but I'd explore it. I would love to get Russell Wilson on my team. Plus, then the Giants couldn't get him in theory. So from that perspective, and the Cowboys, it's one of those, every player has their price tag. Can you make that price tag work? Wilson is better than Dak Prescott. Would Seattle be willing to take some type of combination there of Dak Prescott, a first-round pick, your second-round pick, your third-round pick, and another first? Like, that's the value of Russell Wilson right now. Maybe you don't have to give up your third or your second, but it's an expensive price tag there. So I'd do it. I don't know if any team, though, involved would actually do it. Alan wants to know what prospects the Cowboys have brought in for one of their official 30 visits. Good question. Subscribe to the Cowboys Report YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. I've mentioned it on my Twitter, but we've got 26 of the 30 so far. I'm trying to wait for those last 4 guys officially, plus Dallas Day comes up this week. After that, next week, early next week, we will have the full Cowboys visit list. We'll update if we need to. We'll have all the guys the Cowboys brought in, and pay close attention to that list, because you'll probably see several of the Cowboys draft picks, or at least signings potentially from undrafted guys, on that list. Stephen Thomas now, if Abram, Thornhill, and Rapp are all there at number 58, who will the Cowboys take and why? Really good question. I think the way the Cowboys board is set, and it's not finalized yet, but I think it's pretty close, looks something like this. I think it goes Abram, Rapp, and then Thornhill. Now, I've actually got Rapp and Thornhill above Abram, but they're all worthwhile picks at number 58 overall. I think the Cowboys are intrigued in Johnathan Abram being the Cam Chancellor for the Chris Richard defense. Abram is fun to watch. He's fast, he flies around, and he lays all kinds of hits. I've got some concerns about his coverage ability, and Rapp has some speed concerns. Thornhill is kind of the, not reverse Byron Jones, but like evil side Byron Jones, where he's a strong safety corner hybrid, if that makes sense. Producer Brett doesn't get it. I don't even get it either. But there are some flaws with all of those guys. If one is on the board at 58 and that's the pick, you should be happy with it. Now you are on the pick, or on the clock here, pick number 58 overall. All 3 guys are there. Who are you guys taking? Give me a T for Thornhill, A for Abram, R for Rapp, S for Savage, who I love Darnell Savage. I don't know if the Cowboys, though, feel the exact same way. I see some Rapp picks coming in there. Rapp didn't have a good 40 time. I still like him quite a bit there. I see some A's. I see some T's. I'm not surprised early results kind of seem to be almost a 30, 33, 33 split. That's fair. They're all really good guys. At that point, it's preference. Which type of safety do you prefer more? There is no wrong answer. From Andy Vero, should we draft another top corner to rotate with Byron Awuzie in a series? If you're drafting a corner early and you're spending a top 60 pick, I don't think you only want someone to rotate in a series. And I think in reality what you're asking is more of to get a better number 3. I am intrigued by that. Because long term, and this fits with receiver, tight end, offensive line too, you need some depth. Because Byron Jones' deal is up after this year, so is Anthony Brown's, and then next year after that, Awuzie and Jordan Lewis deals are up. You can't pay all of those guys. So my mindset here, spend a mid to late round pick if there's someone that you like, groom them for a year under Chris Richard. I trust him as a developmental guy. Look what he did for Byron Jones in 1 season. I think that works out long term, but I don't necessarily want someone at 58 unless you're going to trade one of the other corners or potentially move Awuzie to safety. Another mailbag question here from Bobby Bands, drafting some offensive line depth. I am open to this idea because it fits in with the thing we just had. Long term, you're a little bit unsettled. Now, on the interior, you are set. You are in fantastic shape, assuming Frederick comes back. Sewell, Zach Martin, and frankly, is this bold to say, some of the best interior offensive line depth in the NFL? Xavier Su'a-Filo was pretty damn good. Joe Looney was really good at times. Parker Ehinger was going to make the roster before he got hurt. Adam Redmond, that's your number 7 interior offensive lineman. You're in pretty darn good shape there. Now, where you want to find depth is on the outside. Tyron Smith has those injury concerns. La'el Collins is under there for one more year. You have Cam Fleming for this year and next. Kind of structured his deal in where he can be your starting right tackle if you need him to be. But if you find somebody, even as soon as round 3, if you find somebody to groom behind La'el Collins, I think that's a good idea, but it has to be the right type of player, and you do still want to fill other needs. It might get pushed down a little bit more in terms of later in the draft than maybe you want to have happen. Today's show is brought to you guys by the My TV Choice app. Go download it today at mytvchoice.com. Get rid of commercials during March Madness. Instead, download the app. It'll send Chat Sports content right to your phone. That's right to your TV, because the app knows when a commercial comes on. That's mytvchoice.com. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.